I just found out the phrase, send it, peaked in 1776. Sir, the odds are against us. Lol, send it. Vikings, after finding out churches are filled with gold and people who can't fight, they've been beefing since day one. I hate public toilets. They're disgusting. Roman public toilets. Recreate the looks of the Roman emperors. Why did you make them all so white? Because life is not Netflix. Infinite food glitch. 12,000 years ago. Can anyone tell me what the history test will be about? The past. At the Battle of Pelusium, Persian soldiers allegedly used cats as shields. Egyptian religion forbid any harm towards cats. Ancient problems require ancient solutions. King Henry. I want to look stupid wide in my portraits. Go ham, brother. Belgium farmer accidentally moves French border. Makes France smaller. France and England before. I will dominate the world. No, I will dominate the world. France and England now. It's my fish. No, it is my fish. Eurocentric people. Africa has no history. Huts and sticks. Also pre-colonial Africa. Imagine trying not to laugh inside the Trojan horse and your friend looks at you like this. When your ancestors build a stone circle, so 2,000 years later you can use it to get money from tourists. Turks in the 1300s. We are the largest empire that exists now. Turks in 2020. What year is it? 50 BC. What does BC stand for? Before Christ. Who is Christ? I don't have a clue. No, you can't keep a pet in the military camp. Okay, congrats, private. You earned yourself a promotion. You can pick any point in history involving rebellion and the OK Boomer meme will make perfect sense. George Washington with your attitude. Ancient Greek lead sling bullets with a winged thunderbolt molded on one side and the inscription, meaning take that or catch, on the other side. It must be said that the ancient Greeks got a little funny with it. In 1871, a woman from Quebec hired a hearse with the sole intention of riding around the town smoking in the coffin bed while enjoying the view. Jeff Bezos could become world's first trillionaire by 2026. Augustus Caesar, peak net worth, 5 trillion. Screw all philosophy, except for whatever the hell Diogenes was trying to teach. In a rich man's house, there is no place to spit, but in his face. Direct action. Women in 1500s. Look at this magic trick, the church. The one truth that all Roman emperors knew. Please don't allow anyone to help you, or be close to you. Pinkest countries Britain has invaded. Alright, we were a young country. Everyone has trouble growing up. Everyone has rebellious stages. Some countries even skateboarded and didn't listen to their mothers, and we just happened to go for world domination. Everyone's different. Louisiana in 1803. We're half the size of the USA. Louisiana now. We got swamps and chicken. Medieval kings will really like. That's my emotional support, silly little guy. Why were Europeans so much more advanced than Native Americans? Just in case you didn't know, the first pig flew in 1909. AI predicts what Henry VIII would have looked like today. Love me a beer. Love me a country. Hate my wives. Simple as. Walks into Egypt. Gives out thousands of pounds of gold. Annihilates economy. Refuses to elaborate. Leaves. During World War II, the US Army designed hand grenades in the shape of baseballs, for they believed every young American should be able to throw it with distance and accuracy. In the 1800s, wealthy British landowners commissioned exaggerated paintings of their livestock as a symbol of wealth and status. Often, the animals were painted with large rectangular bodies. I fear no man, but that thing. Chronicler Piccolomini. Dying wish was to have his skin used to make drums so that he might continue to lead his troops even after death. It scares me. Your husband, Henry, calls you ugly. He doesn't behead you, and you get a good divorce settlement. There was a prankster named That Guy. He once ruined a pretentious and terrible play by giving tickets for strategically selected seats to bald men. When the lights went up, their shiny heads spelt out a swear word. Cole once hosted a party in which the attendees discovered they all had the word bottom in their surname. This man is my hero, Napoleon Bonaparte. More like Napoleon born to party. Babe, please stop posting about Rome. No one cares the empire died years ago. 2 likes. Oh, this one's a banger. Winter of Rome. Spring of Rome. The summer of Rome. The fall of Rome. Pablo Escobar losing 2.1 billion a year due to it being lost to the elements or eaten by rats. Pablo Escobar making an estimated 420 million a week. The people who dedicated their whole lives to building the pyramids, watching aliens get all the credit, gets plenty of exercise, drinks pure water, breathes pollution-free air, eats free-range organic diet, dead by age 35. A European archer, a Manutarian archer, Japanese archer, American archer, armor in fiction. This iron cage is so heavy and I can't move it, but it's necessary. Armor in reality. Hey guys, watch me do a cartwheel while I take a poop. Is the fall of Rome comparable to the current situation in the United States? No, Rome had good roads. This is not anatomically correct skeleton, but it's cool. It's not a skeleton yet. It looks more like a person whose face and guts were eaten by a vulture, and then the rest of them were mummified. Medieval army camps and movies. Got a solid 10 hours in my double king-size tent. Cool, I have the same one. Medieval army camps in reality. My tent was washed away the first week. Never had one. If you're having a bad day, remember that in the 16th century, Baltic Germans dressed like this. Thought I looked cute in this picture. Might delete later though. Romeo and Juliet 2 by that person. That is Adam Driver. This 14th century door at that place in the UK is thought to be the oldest existing cat flap. Never ask a woman her age, a man his salary. Homo sapiens. What happened to the rest of the Homo species? A history of military success. One recent lost war. Odysseus. Okay, we now set out on our odyssey. Sailor, raising hand. What's an odyssey? A long journey, named after the only survivor. Oh, okay, wait, what? The American education system has no cultural racial bias. The American education system. What's wrong with this? Egypt is in Europe, right? Just the artifacts. English literature. I will die for honor. French literature. I will die for love. American literature. I will die for freedom. Russian literature. I will die. Top 5 Soviet leaders, ranked by their eyebrows. 2. There is no number 2. There is no one competing. Victorian high-top roller skaters. For the witch on the go. Now this is my aesthetic. Tetrapods and their ancestors. You ruined my life, ah! Blup blup. Arthropods and their ancestors. Yo, Frank, you trying to evolve today? Nah, God's perfect creation, the horseshoe crab. Humans did not invent agriculture. Humans were domesticated by wheat. No, this doesn't make any sense. How can Charles be king and head of the church after cheating on his wife and divorcing her? Does that not go against what the church stands for? Man, do I have a story for you. Alexander the Great. Alexander the okay. Alexander the meh, just Alex. Romania, one of the poorest countries of the EU, builds a cathedral instead of a hospital. When Dracula is a constant threat, I would prioritize the cathedral rather than a hospital as well. How movies portray samurai opinions between guns and swords, an elegant weapon from a more civilized age. Real-life samurais the second they were introduced to firearms. Walter Camp inventing American football in 1869. Okay, so imagine rugby, but with battle armor. Tourist. Wow, this site shows us a piece of history, a fragment of Britain, the 2040s Playboy. If you think about it in the shower, you're not over it. I'm apparently not over the burning of the library at Alexandria. Is anyone truly over it? It shouldn't be. Romans 509 BC. We have learnt from our past and will never let so much power be in the hands of a single person. 5 centuries later. Oh my god. Everyone shut up and look at this carving of a whale from the 1200 to 600 CE Shamash culture when Britain finds an island without a flag on it. Mine. I hate that September, October, November, and December aren't the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th months. Whoever messed up should be stabbed. I have excellent news for you. How many people speak Swedish? At least 5. Ancient Greeks loading their dishwasher. There is no reason this should be so funny. Mount Rushmore before it was carved. Its natural beauty was unprecedented. When you drop an album so hot, it brings Rome down in literal flames. Gladiators in movies. No, I can't fight anymore. I just want to die. Gladiators in reality. The fight is scripted or pre-decided. Enjoying semi-fame and is freed after 3 years. The Catholic Church according to movies. Witches are real. They're real. Yes, we must find them and burn them. The Catholic Church in reality. Witches are real. They're real. For the last time, they are not real. Heaven in most religions. Heaven in ancient Egyptian mythology. What was the name of the fish my geology teacher called Bad Dude? Because I put Bad Dude in my notes and have no idea what the real name is. Update. This is the Bad Dude. It's called a Edunkelsteus, and it's basically a tank with teeth. Turns out Bluetooth is named after the 10th century Scandinavian king named Harald Bluetooth, who peacefully united Norway and Denmark. Today I learned Claudius was the first of 15 Roman emperors to not have any male lovers. People thought it was strange that he was only attracted to women. It is strange. Europe, we rule the world. 300 years later. Select your language when you try to create an accurate map of the world. But you are also an absolute British chap from the 1930s. Theodore Roosevelt was once shot prior to giving his speech. Noticing that it missed his lungs since he wasn't coughing up blood, he went on to give an 84-minute Accepted speech. Stages of learning history. Wikipedia. Reading books. College major. Professor. History memes. Still can't believe he's gone. This Christmas will be our 455th without that man. The Magnificent. I love how in Greek mythology, they had a bunch of dudes with names like Zeus, Ares, Apollo, Hercules, and then they threw in a guy named Jason for some reason. I spent 2 years at a top university, was taught by some of the finest modern archaeologists, and this is what I learned. Jock, prep, goth, nerd. Ancient Civilizations edition. Martin Luther responding to the Pope after his excommunication from the Roman Catholic Church. They add, the product, me. If you asked the people of yore which of their countrymen would be remembered and often referenced by the world 4,000 years later, I bet not one of them said, that shady merchant, no sir, people are morons. Imagine being one of the douchebags in World War II London that refused to turn your lights out at night in order to stop planes bombing your house because you did not want to be told what to do by the government. Greek architect. You know what would make this building slap? Assistant. Architect. Are you gonna say yeah. Pillars. Like 100 pillars. Ancient Egypt, summarized. Do you want to join my religion? What's your religion? I'm interested. Icarus, you're flying too high. Oh my god, he has AirPods in. He can't hear us. Oh my god. If your grave doesn't say, rest in peace, on it, you are automatically drafted into the Skeleton War. Absolutely obsessed with this teapot from the 1800s. Is he, a teapot from 1882? Since I'm a giant classics nerd, I made some Greek pottery inspired Easter eggs. No artistic trend in the last 3,000 years has ever surpassed the time the Mayans just went crazy for octopuses. Just absolutely apeshit for cephalopods. I still don't understand the phrase, luck of the Irish, because the luck of the Irish is, historically speaking, terrible. Living in France in 1346, our army had been completely destroyed by the English. I don't even know how I'm still alive. How could life be even worse? I'm sorry, but you have the Black Plague. You will surely die in the next few days, in a slow, painful way. Girls in the 1800s, when their boyfriend surprises them with front row tickets to the public execution. Modern historian. I spent a month reading tax documents from 1723 that suggest a 3% fluctuation on banana imports, which could have contributed to the Bulgarian Empire's inflation and economic crisis. But let's not simplify a complex event. There are other factors at play. Ancient historian. My cousin spoke to a guy who had a dream about this event. Let me tell you how it happened. The reason Latin is a dead language is because they kept accidentally summoning demons during regular conversations. Damn it, not again. I do remember, I think I must have been 9 at the time. I had Latin lessons. I did not learn a thing. In 1714, a Norwegian captain and an English captain had a 14-hour-long ship fight. Afterwards, both ships were severely damaged, and the Norwegian captain was running out of ammo. He sent an envoy to the English ship, asking if he could borrow some of their ammo. They said no. Not really the best illustration, since it totally negates the effect by having a wide open space for those ascending. Castle tower staircases tended to look like this. Greek army. Only full citizens who had to pay for their own equipment had to rely on allies and mercenaries. Persian army. Dependent on elite cavalry supplied by local satraps who may probably want to overthrow you. Roman army. You are homeless? We don't care. Take 3 golden coins and a shield. Let's conquer. What do you mean they surrendered already? I'm still gonna try this bad boy out. Never did I think I would see Edward I and the siege of Stirling Castle immortalized as dope. What thinking finding a king's tomb would be like. Whoa, is that a king's grave? We are going to be in the history books. Actually finding a king's tomb. You're telling me there is a king of England buried here? Yes, I am certain about it. Skeleton found beneath Leicester car park, confirmed as of that of Richard III. As work begins on new tomb excavation site, everything you thought was cool when you were 12 is what is actually cool. Arnold, war, metal, Big Bob, all of it. Screw it. All continents are South America. I hate that every time I see this, I do not notice until the caption. Awaken, wench, though it has not yet been emptied. The bottom of our kibble chalice is once again visible. You should learn about the Goetic demons, like, for example, this is Prince Stolas. He is a long-legged owl demon who teaches knowledge about astronomy and helps to anyone who conjures him. What's not cool about an owl demon? There is absolutely nothing that is not cool as hell about this guy. These enamel earrings in the shape of hands hold pieces of shrapnel removed from the iron forehead of Denmark's King Christian V after he was wounded in battle. He gave the earrings to his mistress. This Wikipedia update is perfection. No, that was controlled. Piper Kerr, a member of the Scottish National Antarctic Expedition, plays the bagpipes for an indifferent penguin. Piper Kerr, right. Fellas, is it gay to be male pirates who get married and share loot from our voyages? 1600s. Marriage between male pirates is common. It was called metioloche. I'm looking this up. I'm actually interested to add this word to my vocabulary.
So let's get right to the madlodage.
Madlodage. That sounds so fucked up. Madlodage. Madlodage. After the French word for sailor, Mediolot partners shared their loot from their voyages and ships, and even paid a deceased sailor's portion to their surviving partner. The word is also where the term matey originated. Oh my god, they were loot mates. A Zippo lighter from the Vietnam War. Too young to vote, but not to die. Too young to love, but too old to cry.